As more and more details and set reports from Spider-Man 3 from Atlanta continue to hit the internet, combining everything we've known so far with what many different outlets and people have confirmed, it definitely looks like there's gonna be a giant courtroom scene, one possibly even involving Daredevil. Let's get to that. So before we get into what everybody's saying, let's just take a step back to late last year, when we started to hear that the upcoming third Spider-Man film, titled, at least in working terms for the working title, The November Project, was looking for various extras. We know for a fact that a set of these extras was going to be protesters, and then when you look at the casting calls, what they were looking for and even the name for it had a relation to Daredevil because of the street that Nelson and Murdock is on was referenced in a very weird way. So people already started to make a Daredevil connection there. Then we heard the big news, Daredevil was going to join the film, and then just recently it was confirmed that Charlie Cox was a part of it and that he already finished shooting his scene. Now, new photos that have been hitting the internet slowly over the last couple of days seem to have revealed that yes, during the Atlanta shoots, they're going to be having a winter setting. This is definitely going to combine everything in some way with the courtroom scenes and mix the footage with some of those shots they did in early November in New York. So you take all that and you look at some of the scenes that have been spotted around the sets of Spider-Man, which seem to tease that, yeah, they're after Spider-Man. He's perceived as a villain. There's a bunch of people that are all supporting Mysterio as a hero. There's little posters there saying that they believe Spider-Man's take. So it definitely looks like whatever direction they're going to do, at least when it comes to Peter Parker's identity, this will play a major part in this whole courtroom drama that they're apparently going to have in this scene at some point. And I should also bring up the mention of the fact that recently we heard, and we talked about it here, that we're not actually going to see Daredevil suited up. Apparently we're getting Matt Murdock and that's it. So, you know, they don't want necessarily to just toss Daredevil in here, but they want to establish that the character does exist. Charlie Cox is playing him, and you know, it's connected in this world. Which again, for me, I think this works, because let's not toss another costume superhero in this when we're already going to be all over the place and having so many things happening. If he's just his defendant, this does work, honestly. And Daredevil can use his powers. He can go, yeah, I could tell you're innocent. Why don't you go figure this out, because I got my own things to do. And you don't have to make him a central point of the plot. You don't have to explain too much, but the people that know would know. So it definitely looks like everything is pointing towards the courtroom scene being the thing that involves Daredevil / Matt Murdock, and that's about it, while also furthering whatever else this movie has to offer. I would assume that the courtroom stuff would probably be at the beginning of the film, so they can put that behind them and get going to the next part, which is all the multiverse stuff. But then again, we just don't know. Maybe the courtroom stuff is at the end, and then maybe he doesn't get his identity restored, or they don't believe him, and he's just like, alright, well, I gotta leave this universe. I guess I'll just be zapped over into the Venom verse, wherever that is. Who knows? It's Sony. So what's your guys' take on this? You guys all good for this? No Daredevil? Maybe just Matt Murdock, and it's only in the courtroom scenes? I mean, at least it's something, right? It's something?